Former Vice President Kamala Harris has admitted that she regrets not directly challenging former President Joe Biden's decision to seek re-election. Speaking in an interview on ABC's Good Morning America with co-anchor Michael Strahan on Tuesday, Harris reflected on a critical moment that she now described as reckless on her part. The conversation came as Harris promoted her new campaign 107 Days, released Tuesday. In the book, she writes that the ultimate choice for re-election was left to Joe and Jill Biden. Still, during her sit-down with Strahan, Harris acknowledged that she wishes she had personally voiced her doubts. Strahan asked her direct, and I quote, "Do you regret not voicing your opinion in that moment?" End of quote. Harris responded, "Yes," end of quote, pausing before explaining, and I quote, "I actually have reflected on that deeply, and I have written about it. Looking back, I do think it was reckless of me not to raise my concerns with him at the time," end of quote. Strahan pressed further, asking if Harris believed speaking up would have made a difference, and Harris admitted, and I quote, "I don't know, I can't say, but I can only take responsibility for my own actions. When I think back, I ask myself, was it an act of grace not to challenge him, or was it simply recklessness? And for me, I now believe it leaned toward recklessness," end of quote. Harris explained that one of her main hesitations was how her words might be perceived. She feared that questioning Biden's decision to run again could easily be interpreted as politically self-serving rather than genuine concern. Harris said, and I quote, "I talk about what was going through my head at the time. And honestly, I felt that if I raised it, people would see it as just looking out for myself, and therefore it might lack the credibility the issue deserved. That held me back, but it is something I think about and I continue to reflect on it," end of quote. Despite her personal regret, Harris made clear that her concerns about Biden's re-election bid were not tied to doubt about his ability to serve as president. She emphasized that her respect for his leadership remained strong and unwavering. She said, and I quote, "My concern about him running for re-election was completely separate from my admiration for his capacity to serve. That admiration was consistent and never wavering. I never doubted his ability to lead the country," end of quote. Her candid admission sheds new light on internal discussion with the Democratic Party during the build-up to Biden's campaign. Harris, who had been a central figure in his administration, is now openly acknowledging the internal conflict she faced, balancing loyalty with her own private reservations. By putting this moment into her memoir and public discussing it, Harris appears to be offering a window into the pressures of political life at the highest level. Decisions are rarely straightforward, and even those closest to power sometimes struggle between honesty, strategy, and loyalty. Harris' comments now raise questions about how history will view Biden's re-election decision and whether her reflections will shape future conversation about leadership, accountability, and political courage.